Our kitchen drawer where we store knives is a little bit of a mess. As you can see in this photo, we've got a mismatch of knives. We have this kind of ugly white thing that holds some of them, but not all of them. So I'm going to make a new drawer knife holder thing. And I've already done a few prototypes. Let me bring this camera in close. So here's my first prototype, which was just to get an idea of the basic shape and the design. So the top section here has a slot cut in it for short blade knives, and then for larger knives would go in the back here in between two of these. And then made a little bit more refined prototype with two sections in it. Again, the short knives go up there, and then larger knives in here. So I think that works pretty well. Step one is going to be to take this cherry that I have here and cut this up into these individual sections and strips. So let's go do that. Now that I have all my boards rough cut to the approximate length, they need to be milled down to a consistent thickness. Now that I have these milled down, the next thing I need to do is trim them down to their final dimensions and then cut that slot for the top knife. Now that I have these all cut to size and this groove cut, I'm going to take this template that I made for the shape, for the final shape. We're going to trace this on to each of these, rough cut it out with the bandsaw, and then flush trim it on the router. All right, now that I have these shaped, time to start sanding. These are all sanded now. I do still need to cut the base that these are going to get secured to, which is just going to be a piece of very thin plywood. But before I do that, I want to apply the finish to these because if I wait until this is fully assembled, then I won't be able to get the finish in between each of these pieces. So I'm going to finish these now, and I'm going to use an oil wax blend that I have here, and then they can sit for a couple of days. and dry. And then after that, we will final assembly and get it in the kitchen, hopefully. It's been several days now, so these are plenty dry enough to handle. Look pretty nice. And I've gone ahead and rough cut a piece of plywood here. It's just a very thin, less than 1/8 inch piece of plywood that I'm going to use for the bottom. And I've got my crosscut sled just mounted in reverse on my table saw here, and just set up to use to give me a nice right angle for the glue up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this glued up. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Should I make some more of these and put them in my shop? Thanks for watching.